Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Business Growth and Entrepreneur Podcast. I am Bill, the company's expert. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about what to do with a second YouTube channel. This is the hot topic of the day. And obviously, I am asking this question genuinely because you are listening to this on my second YouTube channel. This is the company's expert 2. And it's not my main channel, the company's expert. And this channel is literally 1/100th the size of my main channel. And for a long time, I've sort of gone back and forth on what I'm going to do on my second channel. So I'm also looking for your suggestions. So let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions. In this video, I'm going to briefly cover my motivation for having my second channel and the history of my second channel. And we're going to explore a couple of options that I have, and you guys can tell me what you think of these options. And I'm also looking for suggestions. So if you agree with any of these and you think I should go with them, let me know. If you have alternative suggestions, also let me know, okay? Because I'm genuinely asking the question. Okay, here we go. So my second channel here, the company's expert 2. I originally wanted to create a second channel a couple of years ago because it was sort of the tail end of, I guess, what you call the adpocalypse, which you may or may not be familiar with. A few years ago, YouTube started deleting channels, really cracking down on certain types of content. And combined with that, it seemed there was a sort of lack of transparency in the communication from YouTube as to what creators should do that would not get them in any hot water. So, you couldn't mention certain words or certain topics because that would trigger your channel instantly no longer being promoted, things like this. Or it was almost like you were blacklisted in a way. So anyway, that had been going on. And there was a lot of fear and uncertainty about it. So I was just getting started on YouTube. And so I decided to create a second channel as sort of an insurance policy. And I figured that if anything happened to my main channel for whatever reason, I could always put my videos on the second channel and hopefully it would continue business as usual. So that was the original motivation. But coming to the history of my second channel, just very briefly, it originally was called The Company's Expert Live because I had envisioned doing live streams on my second channel and using it exclusively for that. And I did do a few live streams. I did about 20 of them. And I was riddled, my setup, I was riddled with technical problems. I was trying to do a lot of complicated, interviews and calls and live calls and things like this. And with my setup, it was just a little too much for the technology I was using. So that kind of fizzled out. Also, those were not wildly popular. They were quite unpopular compared to my regular videos. So the incentive to continue that wasn't really there. Then I moved to doing sort of podcast type videos like this one, or reaction videos where I react to an article that was maybe a news article in the business world or in the human resources world. And I did quite a few of those, and I got some success with those. But, I can't remember exactly. It sort of hit a plateau, and then I decided not to continue with that. So that brings me to today. And I've been doing these podcasts here as a way of keeping the channel going. The alternative was to turn the second channel into a second topic. So I would only do how to get a job type videos on my main channel. And then on my second channel, I would do the entrepreneurial startup business type content. That was the final form of that. And that's what I was doing until recently. But the thing is that the content on my second channel has not been wildly popular. So, I'd like to talk more about startups and entrepreneurial type things, how to start a company, how to grow a business, that kind of thing. But I seem to get very limited response whenever I talk about that stuff. How to run a company and things like this. I mean, I'd love to talk about that. It's my main line of business I've been doing for an entire career. But it's hard to package it. So anyway, that brings us to the present. And right now, I honestly don't have a clear purpose for my second channel. So here are some options that I could do, and you guys can tell me what you think. Okay, so number one is I could go back to live streaming. That's always a possibility. When I did live streaming, I didn't have a lot of people tuning in for it, so that kind of dissuaded me from it, but it could be something I do. That's one option. Alternatively, option two would be a podcasting channel, where you basically you get videos like this, where you don't see my face, you don't really have a video, but you have the audio feed. Okay, that would be an alternative. Okay, I could just keep doing this on business topics or anything else. I mean, I'm open to discussing things. If you have something you'd like me to talk about, I'm a business guy. I've built companies. I've hired and fired people. I've run companies. I've done the entrepreneurial thing. I've mentored startup founders. I've taught in universities and business programs, in the HR programs, and this sort of thing. So I could talk about any of that. Let me know if there's a topic you'd like to hear me talk about. Okay, the third option is like some other topic. Okay, so anything else. I mean, the sky's the limit. Let me know what you're interested in. Another sort of option here, I guess option number 4 would be Q&A videos. So I use the second channel to do Q&A videos where I respond to viewers' comments. And I've done different forms of that over the years, but there's no real clear winner of how to do those videos. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Now, there's a problem, and that is that I have, okay, is that if you put content on a second YouTube channel, how do you promote it to the audience of your first YouTube channel? That's something I've kind of tried various things over the last couple of years, and there's no clear answer on that. I mean, I suppose I could always talk about my second channel in the videos on my main channel, but I don't know. I don't want to do a lot of that. I want to try and minimize the amount of fluff that I have in my main YouTube videos. So that's a big problem. And I've noticed this with other YouTubers. They'll have a main channel, and I subscribe to their main channel. But secretly, unbeknownst to me, they'll have a second channel, like a live channel, where they have additional content. And I discover these by accident, sometimes years after the fact. And I think, like, why didn't you mention it? Like, how could I not know about this? You're putting out all this great content on the second channel that I'd love to have known about, but I never knew it was there. So that's kind of something I've run into, and I don't want to have that happen with me. But those are kind of the main options that I can think of. So you guys let me know what you think, that if you have any suggestions for this. I mean, I'm willing to do various different things, and I'm looking for suggestions. So leave those in the comments. Thank you for listening this long. You guys are awesome. This is kind of a rambling, unstructured episode, but there you go. Thank you very much for your attention. You guys are awesome, and I will see you on the next video for the Business Growth and Entrepreneur Podcast. Take care.